this idea of going deep is going to be the Disneyland where all my dreams come true, right? I call it the Disneyland mentality, and that's why, because
loaded with deer,
we hear about
else,
it,
I'm big bucks running everywhere.
Yeah, like it. So I just go deep and expect that, and this is what I see. So 30, 40 years ago, the people talking about that, it probably was more like that back then, because when we talked about this, we didn't have apps. You had to go buy a map that was just low. It didn't tell you much. It just showed you general blobs of, this is public land. Okay. It might have had contour lines, but that's about it, right? Very little detail. And now we have these apps that show us everything, right? You can see, the hairs on a deer's back almost. And so all this stuff is super visible now. So where these spots were a lot more secret to people that put in the work to find them 30, 40 years ago, now every Joe Schmo, regular hunter, can see it super easy, right? And so these are not secret spots anymore. Plus, everybody talks about them, right? And so if you listen to podcasts, if you watch YouTube, all this stuff, you go to seminars, everybody's listening to and reading the same playbook. Go here, do these things, you'll find the big bucks. Go here, do these things. And so now there's a large group of people where before there weren't as many people that were hardcore bow hunters. Like I think of my dad when he started, like it was in the 70s, people were compounds were just first coming in, right? And hardly anybody bow hunted. Tree stands were just coming in. And just like there was very few people that bow hunted versus gun hunted. And so you didn't have a lot of competition. But now it's like the opposite. Like people are really into the gear. They're much more mobile in their setups. They have the tools to be able to get to the same spots. They can see them, right? And so everybody's reading the same playbooks. They have the ability to get back there. They can find the spots. And so when you go back to these Disneyland locations, going deep, maybe it's an island in a swamp or, whatever it is, everybody else is there. Like I literally do scouting off season and I'll look at this spot, it's really deep. And I did this a couple years ago. I go as deep as I can. There's some barriers. It wasn't easy to get there. But I saw like 4 or 5 stands from that season of guys that hauled them back there and were also hunting deep, right? But then, maybe 300 or 400 yards off the road, I found this really good sign from the past fall. And this was a spring scouting thing. So this was this past year's sign, big rubs. I found big scrape areas, this overlooked spot right off the trail. But it was not your typical spot you'd see on a map. People were walking right past it. And I found really good sign there. And then last year I put some trail cameras in there. I think I hunted it once, but I was getting pictures of really good bucks in this super overlooked area. So this myth nowadays of going deep is probably the biggest one I see that guys get caught up in. And it doesn't mean you can't find a big buck back there, but it has to be obviously also overlooked by other guys. And there's just more guys doing that now. And so you just got to think about it. It doesn't mean you shouldn't scout those areas, but you can't expect that just going a mile or even 2 miles is going to get you away from guys. Hey, I'm Adam, and if you like this video, I invite you to subscribe, like, and share it with a buddy that may benefit. That really helps us out and is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you on the next Deer IQ video.